In today's video, I'll be spending 50 days in Minecraft's new 1.19 update. At the time of this recording, I'm in the 1.19 snapshot, so that means not all the features will be in the game yet. This update will be updating swamps, adding frogs, and other stuff like chests and boats. Since this is a snapshot, you will see some glitches that will be a problem for me later in the video, but yeah, with that being said, let's get right to the 50 days. Day 1, I spawned in an oak forest. Now, this is pretty common. This is usually, I think this is the most common spot where you can get spawned in at. And I just started doing the usual stuff, just punching down trees. You know, I got an axe. I wanted to get food right away, so I just didn't have to worry about that. Got that right out of the way. And went for cobblestone so I could upgrade my tools. Next, I decided to get a lot of coal. I got a ton of coal, and I just cooked up my pork chops, and then I made a shield. I got one piece of iron, so that was, you know, whatever. And I decided to go fully into the cave. Went as far as I could, and I got a ton of iron and other stuff like that. And I also found this little dungeon area, but that was pretty much it for day 1. By day 2, I had all my iron smelted, so I decided to just make a full set of iron armor right off rip. I knew it was going to be a lot better if I had full iron armor. I was going to be a lot safer, so that was nice. And I went in a straight line, went down to about negative 54, I think, and yeah, I got 4 diamonds, which was pretty solid. I thought that was pretty good. And I got some more iron, just whatever. And I found this block of iron. I didn't know that this was actually a thing, but I guess it'd give me 9 iron out of just that one block, so that was kind of cool. I decided to make a diamond pickaxe with the diamonds I had. I got 2 extra diamonds, which was kind of nice, and collected some more iron, because I knew I was going to eventually need some more iron just for later, so I decided to get some just quickly if I could find it. And I found this huge vein of diamonds as well. It was up on the ceiling, and I decided just to grab that, and that was about it for day 2. I also did find a quick zombie spawner, but it was pretty easy. I just took them both out, and yeah, that was just something I found. And I got 2 more diamonds. They were in the ceiling, so I had to grab them. And this was so chaotic. I went into a cave. I was trying to go up so I could get out of the cave in general. I wanted to just get to the surface, but there were so many mobs just camping where I was at. But fortunately, I did get out of there, but it was just very chaotic. I then got up to the surface at the morning of day 4. I found a sunken ship with potatoes and carrots, which might not sound that great, but it's actually really good for starting my farm and stuff, so that was nice. And then I also killed some cows, just because it's free food, and cooked it and whatever. And then I went down to the cave, and I got a huge vein of diamonds. Like, I had so many diamonds just in this one little pocket, so that was nice. And I also got 2 more diamonds, which, you know, just were on the side. And yeah, it was a really good day worth of, I guess, just diamond getting. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. I continued to get more and more diamonds. I would end up leaving this with a ton of diamonds. So I finally got up the morning of day 5 with 50 diamonds. I have no clue how, but I looked and I had 50 diamonds. I don't know how I got it, but this would mean I would be able to get pretty much anything I wanted diamond related. I then quickly found a sunken ship, which I found a treasure map in, and I found it. It wasn't that great, like stuff wise. It was kind of a waste of time if I'm being honest. But anyways, I found it. And I spent the rest of the day just going and seeing how far I could get and just see if I can find a village. And I finally did find one, but I got attacked by so many mobs, but fortunately it was pretty easy. I just got past all of them and then stole one of the villagers' beds, and that was it for day 5. Day 6, I decided it was time to spend my diamonds, so I made a diamond sword, and I made full diamond armor. I just said screw it, and I just made full diamond armor. And yeah, it was already looking pretty good for day 6. I got an axe, a shovel, and I also got your mom earlier than usual. I then decided to just take one of the villagers' houses and use it as mine. I don't know, whatever. And I made an elevator, just kind of the same deal as I did with the first 100 days. I just decided to make an elevator and make a little base down here. I did not expand it nowhere near as the first 100 days. But, you know, it was whatever. It would just be a little command center, I guess. I don't know. And I decided to make a farm out on like a hill, like a slanted hill. I'm not really sure what the word is, but this is kind of a mistake if I'm being honest. It doesn't allow as much farm use as I could have gotten out of it, but I made a pretty big farm for just like 1 day worth of work. So yeah, and I also placed some sugarcane around, just because I knew I was gonna need paper eventually, and I just thought might as well start now. And yeah. Day 7, I found some sheep, which I'm not sure why I got, because I didn't even have a pen. I also got some, 4 cows as well. I didn't intend to, but I did. So then I had to go for wood, because I don't know why I even got these sheep. I didn't even have the fence ready, but pretty much by nighttime, I did have the fence ready, and I got all the sheep in there, and I did kill the cows, but yeah, whatever. Eventually I would make a pen for the cows later, but that'd be a little bit later. Next, I went straight down to get some obsidian. Since I had the diamond pickaxe, I was able to get some obsidian. That was pretty much what I was just waiting for, just to, get to the nether portal and all that good to go. I also found a skeleton spawner, which they were fighting each other. It was really weird. It was generated super weirdly. The cobblestone was on the floor. I don't know. It was weird. But that was the last thing I did for day 7. Day 8, I finally got up from the mine, and I decided to build my nether portal. I was going to build it inside the cave. I just thought it looked cooler that way, and yeah, I just built it. I went through, and I got a super lucky spawn. I was right next to another fortress, but first I wanted to get some glowstone. I was going to make like a path for the cows, which I would continue to use throughout the entire village, and I decided to go to the nether fortress. Had to fight this blaze. It's pretty easy though, and I decided to start looting, and once I got everything I wanted, I decided to just head back. Next, I got some kelp so I could finish off my elevator, or at least a part where I could go up. I got some soul sand from the nether when I was there, so yeah, it would just make it faster to go up and down, or at least up for now. And then I started working on my cow farm. I made a little pathway for it with using the glowstone, but unfortunately I didn't have enough oak logs yet, so I was gonna need to wait until day 9. But I think it was a pretty successful day overall. Day 9, I made a huge amount of progress, completing the cow farm, or at least the little platform for it. And then I started working on my villager breeder that I would end up making. It'd be later at night. But overall, I got pretty much the whole template for it. And I was working on this until the early morning. So that was about it for day 9. Day 10, I collected my sugarcane. Even though I didn't have a lot of it, I still got it. And I bred all my sheep. I didn't have many sheep so far, but eventually it would grow into a very large sheep farm. I also got some more oak logs because I was going to need this for the villager breeder, which I finished off at least the floor of the villager breeder. And I also went back to the nether. I wanted to get some more glowstone, but while I was getting glowstone, I got attacked by a ghast, and then I fell into the lava. And then I got attacked by this big, like, piglin beast. I think that's what they're called. I'm not quite sure. And, yeah, it was just very chaotic. I mean, I was good, but it was definitely kind of scary. I thought I was going to die there, but it was good. I was all good. I then went to go get some bone blocks in the Soul Sand Valley just because I wanted to get my farm up and ready to go as quickly as I could. And then I also decided, since I had the full diamond gear, I said, might as well just see if I can get all my blaze rods. Which I did. It was very easy. I'm not really sure why I needed to do this, but I just did. And then I went back to the overworld, and I started carving out my little path and putting my glowstone in. I also put glowstone inside the villager breeder just because mobs would spawn if I didn't, and it just made it look a lot nicer. And I spent the rest of the night literally just using my bone marrow and just kept replanting the seeds and getting more plants and stuff, and that was it. Just pretty much spent the whole night expanding the farm out, and that was it for day 11. I started day 12 by breeding the sheep, and I also expanded out my cave. I think this is as much I actually expanded out the entire 50 days. I didn't expand it out much. I also completed the other side of the elevator, so that was nice. I also collected sugar cane, got some more oak logs. It was pretty much not a very, it was just kind of like a day of chores, if we're being honest. Got some more furnaces in my cave. Planted my sugarcane. It was a pretty just kind of average day. I also did get some coal for my furnaces, and that's what I spent the rest of the night doing, and that was it. Day 13, I was just kind of wandering, and then I came across the illagers. I did not want any problems with them, at least not for now. I just backed away, just didn't want any problems because I knew I had a village right next to it, and I didn't want to start a raid, just didn't want to bother with that. But next, I did expand out my I shouldn't say expand, but I should say I just completed more of my villager breeder, got the walls done, got the roof pretty cool. I mean, I did a decent amount of progress on the roof, went out to get some more oak logs and coal, and that was about it for day 13. I left with 4.5 stacks of logs. That was pretty good. I made a huge amount of progress on the roof, and put my coal into my furnaces, got some more sand. I spent a lot of the day getting sand, and I put that in the furnace. Just wanted to get, obviously, my profits up from selling sand, selling the glass panes or whatever. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much about it. I put some stone in the furnaces, wanted to get some more of that. And I also started building out a little platform which I would make my iron farm. It wouldn't work. I don't know why it didn't work, but you'll see it later. And that was it for day 14. Day 15, I spent the whole day working on the new villager breeder. I just got some more oak logs. I put in my glass panes or whatever, and I used the stripped like log feature thing that you can use with the axes. I think it just looks nicer. I got super close to finishing the roof. I didn't quite get there. But yeah, I was getting very close. And I also put stone bricks on the side. I thought it looked nice. And yeah, that was about it for day 15. Day 16, I got some more oak logs, and I finally finished the roof. It took so long, but I finally got it done. I got everything done for the villager breeder. I expanded out the farm a little bit and started planting some wheat seeds that I had, and that was it for day 16. It was pretty much just getting oak logs, and yeah, that was about it. Day 17, I brought the 2 villagers that I needed into the villager breeder, and I also stole the villagers' beds. I was like, might as well. I mean, they're free, so whatever. And then I also took out the illagers that, were up on the hill. I thought might as well, and I had milk, so it was fine. I didn't need to worry about bad omen. And then I got, on top of the hill, I got as much dirt as I could because I wanted to make my sugarcane farm, and I wanted to make it on the water. So I didn't have to worry about, like, lining it up with the coast, shore, whatever. And I could just have it on the water as much, like, space as I needed. I could just do, and I just put rows of it. And, yeah, I grabbed my sugarcane, and that was about it. Day 18, I got some more potatoes because I wanted to breed the villagers, so that was whatever. And then I expanded out my thing that I was going to use, or my platform that I was going to use my iron farm for. So that was something. I also got attacked by like a whole horde of zombies. I don't know how I got all these guys. Anyways, it was whatever. It was very weird, but zombie apocalypse mod, maybe. I'm not sure how. I don't know. Day 19, I crafted a lot more beds because I wanted to put them in the villager breeder, so I just placed all my beds down in the villager breeder, at least that I could, afford to craft or whatever. And yeah, next I got some more dirt to add to my sugarcane farm, placed down my sugarcane, and yeah, it was basically just a lot of just random things that I needed to get done that I didn't already. Started planting a little bit, planting my wheat seeds. It was just kind of just not a whole lot going on, but yeah, that was about it. Day 21, I collected my wool for my sheep, and it was finally time to go looking for netherite, so I decided to go down to about 15 in the nether, and started using beds and just started exploding the nether, I guess. I'm not sure what the right word is, but anyways, yeah, I got some ancient debris, but unfortunately I did run out of my pickaxe durability, so I had to go back and craft a new one. I then went back to where I originally found the ancient debris from, and I got an extra one, and I also found 2 more after that, and yeah, that was pretty good for day 21, and I just decided to go back up to the surface. Day 22, I bred more of my sheep, but more importantly, I did get netherite on my pickaxe. I feel like that's just kind of the main way I always go, but I always want to get netherite on my pickaxe right away, and I decided to go back into the nether. I then was about to keep going, and I almost forgot about these 2 ancient debris I found on the wall, so I collected that, and I almost died. I got super close. I got down to only 1 HP, so I just had to play it a little safer when I was in the nether, but otherwise, from that, I was pretty much good. Day 23, I collected my sugarcane and turned it into paper, and then I sold all of that to my villagers, because by now I had a couple villagers in there, I think 3 or 4, and I turned them into cartographers, and I started selling paper to try to get them up to that level where they can sell glass panes. So then next I went for some sand and try to smelt all my sand down into glass, and yeah. Next, I made some rails, but I didn't have enough for the power rails. I didn't know you actually needed redstone. I thought it was just gold and a stick, but I guess I was completely wrong. So the next day, I would have to go get redstone. So yeah. Day 24, I went back into the same mine where I got my obsidian from, and I just got some redstone because I knew I was going to need it for the powered rails, and I got, a couple of them, not a whole lot, 12, so whatever. But then I made a pathway going up to my iron farm because I wanted to get a villager up there, and I think this was like the only way I knew how to. You can use a boat, but it was like it wasn't worth it. It was just way better to use rails. So yeah, that's what I was pretty much doing most of the day. I then finished off the rail that was leading up to the iron farm, and I tried to get this villager in the minecart, but it was been way too difficult, so I decided to just not worry about that and just go to bed. Day 25, I started by crafting out some glass panes with my smelted sand from in my base, and I also got 2 villagers up into the iron farm. That was kind of my intended plan the entire time, and I sold all of my glass to my villagers, which they were like like they had to restock, so I just had to wait a little bit. So yeah, I got a stack and a half of that, so that was pretty good. And I also finished off the ceiling for my iron farm. I started day 26 by feeding my villagers in the iron farm. I was gonna need 5 villagers in here, so yeah, I just needed to start right away, and eventually I would get up to 5 villagers. Next, I collected some more of my sugarcane, and I was finally ready to get a librarian, and I got Unbreaking 2 for only 8 emeralds. This was really good because I could just combine 2 Unbreaking 2 books to make Unbreaking 3, and then I put that on my netherite pickaxe. Day 27, I bought a lot more books from the villager because this stuff was just so cheap, and I had just a small discount just because of how many I bought, so I thought might as well keep going. And yeah, I put Unbreaking 3 on my diamond sword. Next, I went to the nether because I wanted to get more bone blocks and more, bone meal for my farm or whatever. And I got finally to a new soul sand biome, and I ran out of food. So I was like, I'd have to take a screenshot and then go back later, but that was about that. And I went back to my farm and used the small amount of bone meal that I actually had and just spent the whole rest of the day farming. I checked the iron farm, and there were all 5 villagers in there, which was the maximum or the needed amount I required. So I got all of that, and I also crafted myself a new shovel and new axe because these things were fully out of durability. So yeah, and I also put Unbreaking 3 on both my axe and my shovel. I was now getting a very large sheep farm, and I crafted as many beds as I could carry, and I went down to a new spot, which was by the nether fortress, and already on the second bed that I placed down or whatever, I got an ancient debris. This is so much better than what I previously was at. The previous location was definitely running out of ancient debris, it felt like, but this spot was fresh, and it had a lot of ancient debris that I could easily get by just using the beds. And I spent a very long time doing this, pretty much just getting as much as I could. I found this huge vein of 3 ancient debris just all right next to each other, and I left the spot with 12 ancient debris. I also did take a quick screenshot just so I could remember where the spot is, and it would prove to be a great spot, and I would keep coming back here whenever I needed ancient debris. Once I got back, I smelted all my ancient debris, and I got myself a netherite sword as well as a netherite shovel. I thought these would be probably the best options I could get. I did still have 4 ancient debris to spare, and I also finished off this fenced-in area for the iron farm that was required, and that was about it. Next, I finished off the iron farm, which unfortunately would be pretty much all for nothing. This thing would not work. I'm not sure why I built it the correct way. I'm not sure if this version would make a difference, but it might have been just the snapshot that made it not work. I'm not really sure. Next, I tried to get another librarian, try to get Fortune 3, and for some reason these guys would not work. Like, they wouldn't change their roles while I was in the villager breeder, but they would outside when they're just it makes no sense to me. But I did get a villager with Fortune 3, which I bought and put it on my netherite pickaxe. And also, I was wondering, maybe, since the iron farm wasn't working, it was maybe this, house, so I destroyed that. That didn't do anything, and I found this villager with efficiency 5. Now, it was a lot of emeralds, but I did think it was worth it. I got one of the books, and I just kind of trapped him inside just so I could, buy other stuff from him later. And I decided to put it on my pickaxe. The last thing I did for day 32 was breed the cows and just get some more sand. Day 33, I spent pretty much most of the day trying to get these villagers to be able to get, jobs, like librarians and stuff like that. And I even tried, other stuff, like any other job I tried. But I do think it was just because of the snapshot, and it just had a lot of bugs. So I spent the rest of the day doing that, which was a waste of time, but that's just kind of how it goes. Day 34, I sold some of my glass panes, but as you guys can see here, that it was very buggy. I'm not sure. I think it was just because of the snapshot, but I tried to click on the villagers and they just didn't work. I'm not really sure. Anyways, but I decided to go get some more sand, and I found this big pile of sand that was pretty close to my base, so that was nice. I pretty much spent the entire night doing that as well, and then I got back and smelted all my sand and turned it into glass. I trapped a mending villager, and I decided to get as many books as I could, and I put this on all my armor. Now, I know that my armor might sound kind of weird to put it on versus my, my tools and stuff, but my thought process was all my armor was on very low durability, and that meant I would have to get a bunch more, almost 20 things of diamonds, so I just didn't want to have to worry about that, and I decided just to straight up go for armor and worry about tools later. I then went back to the nether to get some more ancient debris, which I left with 9 ancient debris, and also I got a ton more gold because I was going to need this to make more netherite ingots, and that was pretty much that. I also got my spare netherite ingot that I had previously, which I didn't spend yet, and I smelted both those down, got a helmet as well as a chest plate. I also got some boots, and I was almost completely ready for the full outfit, and I was definitely excited to get a full thing of netherite, and I checked back on the iron farm, and this thing was not working still, so I kind of just gave up. I was just checking to make sure I had the right amount of blocks, and I checked, and of course, yes, I did have the right amount of blocks. I'm not really sure. Fed the cows, and went back to the nether. And then I also continued to get more ancient debris until day 37. Day 37, I continued to keep mining, and I left with 6 ancient debris, which meant I was able to finish off my netherite set of armor. So I went back to my base, smelted it down, and yeah, I got my set, a full set of netherite armor and covered in debris achievement, and I was looking pretty good. Since I had extra ancient debris just laying around, I decided to use it on my axe, and I also just kind of fully filled up the rest of the villager breeder with beds and stuff like that. I farmed up my sugarcane, and that was about it for day 37. Day 38, I got a ton more coal, but since I had Fortune 3, I was getting like a lot more coal than I would have, and you can see I got a ton of stacks. I just put them all in my furnace, and then decided to just get some more sand. This was pretty much the plan for the rest of the day. That was pretty much about it. Day 40, I destroyed all my furnaces because I knew it was time to pack up. I had to find a new village because for some reason this one was not working. I was not able to, these villagers would not restock their sand, and I was not being able to get like librarians and stuff. So I decided to just go out and find a new village, which fortunately I found one pretty quickly, so that was nice, and I set up all my furnaces and stuff. And I also started making a new villager breeder. Now, this is obviously a lot of time to spend just on a new village, but this is pretty much what I'd spend the rest of the 50 days on, working on the villager breeder and making a nether portal from my original base to this new one. While I was getting some more oak logs, I found this little frog guy. These guys are pretty funny. I like the new frogs they added. They walk kind of goofy. They do. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, that was just something I randomly found, and it's pretty much continued throughout the night, just working on the villager breeder into the morning of day 41. Day 41, I'm pretty much gonna gloss over, but basically it was just me working more on the villager breeder, and that was about it. It was nothing special, so I'm just gonna skip over the rest of day 41 here. Day 42, I filled up my villager breeder with my glass panes, and I was trying to get some wood here, and I accidentally attacked the iron golem, which was a little scary. These dudes do so much damage. I got down to 3 hearts, and I made a little bit of a risky escape. Looking back, I probably should not have done this. It was just not worth it. I didn't set up a bed or anything that I could respawn at. So it was kind of just not a smart plan, and thankfully the rest of the day was safe though, and I just pretty much continued to fill in my roof until day 43. So yeah, that was what I did for day 42. Day 43, I almost finished the roof. I got a lot of progress done on it, and I decided to go back because there was another like huge nether portal I found nearby, so I wanted to get the obsidian for that and make an easy path from my new village to the old one. Day 44, I went out into a massive like nether portal that was abandoned or whatever. I don't know what these things are exactly called, but I found it out in the forest while I was trying to get some more oak logs, so I collected all of that, and I knew there was easy obsidian there, so I didn't have to go back down into the mine to get some. So I went all the way, through the nether portal and into the nether. The next step was to take a screenshot of where the actual new village was and divide it by 8, because every block in the nether is 8 blocks in the overworld, so basically you just have to do that, and I ended up pretty much at like the most perfect spot you could pretty much get it at. So that was pretty lucky, and I also finished, finally finished off the roof. This took very long because there's so much oak logs you need to get, and I also went back to the nether so I can get myself some glowstone, because I just, you would clear out the mobs, and as you can see here, I got attacked by multiple creepers, so this was definitely something I need to worry about right away. I had to make sure that no mobs would be spawning in my villager breeder, so, and I also just think it looks very nice. I like how glowstone looks, and it would just be a better way than filling the whole room with torches. Day 45, I knocked out the frame of the door so I could get a villager through, and then I also got the second villager through. The second one was a little harder than the first one, but it's fine. And I put an iron door on there so they wouldn't escape, and I put a button on each side. I also decided to just steal the villagers' beds. I thought it would be easier than going all the way back just so I can get the sheep's wool to make beds. And I placed them down, and that was day 45. Day 46, I turned my new villagers into cartographers, and then I sold all my glass to them because the original ones were not, they didn't restock their sales again. So that was the main reason why I made this villager breeder. Anyways, I went back to my old base. I bought 3 mending books, and yeah, I put mending on my pickaxe, shovel, and sword. And then I spent the rest of the day healing up my tools in the nether from getting quartz. Day 47, the villagers still weren't breeding, which kind of sucked, and I was fighting this ghast, and he didn't take any damage. I deflected it right back at him, and it didn't do anything. So I think it's just because the snapshot is just pretty buggy. And then I decided also to trade with the piglins. I had extra gold from the netherite mining, so I thought I might as well spend it on there, see if I can get some ender pearls and stuff. So I also got 2 extra piglins down there just to make it more efficient. I killed off the rest of the piglins there, and I got whatever loot I could find in there. Day 48, I checked on the villagers, and for some reason they still were not like restocking their stuff, and it was the same situation even at the old base. I went back and I checked, and none of them would actually sell glass at all. I'm not really sure what's wrong with the villagers in the snapshot, but it's definitely something that was quite frustrating throughout the playthrough. Day 49, I was looking for some more ender pearls, which, you know, it would either be from trading with piglins or killing endermen, and I fell while I was trying to do it. I was trying to dodge a skeleton, and I didn't look where I was going, and I fell, and I died. I lost all my stuff, but that was okay, though. I did have my spawn point. I remember there was an iron pickaxe from the blacksmith, so that was fine. I dug my way straight down, and I got all my loot back, so fortunately, you know, none of the loot, like, disintegrated or whatever. So that was nice, and yeah, it was definitely a big mistake. I should have watched where I was going, but next I decided to get some more gold because trading with piglins is another option I could do. And then I also fought off this enderman and got a decent amount of ender pearls from it. Next, I would trap another piglin to see if I can get some more ender pearls, and this would pretty much continue all the way through day 50 because of just how long this guy took to. It was only 1 piglin, keep in mind, so versus the 3 that I had previously. So you know, it was just kind of just a very slow process compared to what it was. I had a lot of gold. So, you know, I just pretty much waited for this guy to start trading off his stuff. I threw in all the rest of my gold. I pretty much just waited in this little spot for a good 15 minutes or so, and I checked back, and pretty much most of the loot was completely despawned, which definitely sucked. So I just killed off the piglin, and there was a zombified piglin in there that I just killed off just because, and it was a pretty sad day 50. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a whole lot going on. I went back to my new base that I made, checked on the villagers. They still didn't restock. And with that being said, that was the end of the 50 days. And that would wrap up the 50 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm not sure if I'll do another one of these. I always say that, but then I eventually do make another one, so I wouldn't be surprised if I do make another one in the future. But yeah, thank you for watching, and that's it.